Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular, yeah. Celebrities. Started with a combo, now the world leaning in. Four vets in the room, let the stories begin. No filters, no scripts, just wisdom and sin. We talk hustle hard and the places we've been. From the field to the mic, that growth is the lesson. Turn pressure into presence, that's the real confession. Got the crowd tuned in for the raw and the rare. You can feel the truth breathe through the air. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities. Talk music, talk ball, talk rank and salute. Every topic on the table, every word in pursuit. We the voice for the ones that the world overlook. Turn pain into punchlines, life into the hook. Yes, in the chair, we breaking the mold. Every episode's heat, every message is gold. No gimmicks, no mask, just purpose and peace. When the lights come on, that real don't cease. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrity. We ain't chasing fame, we redefining the game. Give light to the name that the system can't tame. Got the people tuned in, cause they feel our lane. It's the voice of the real, not a chase for acclaim. Mic check, then the vibe start to settle for a host. One stage and the truth is the medal. So before that show start, let the beat breathe steady. When you hear that name, just know we ready. Oh yeah, when you hear that name, just know we ready. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities.
Yo, what up? What up? We back again. Tired of saying back again, but what else can I say when we back again?
It could be something else.
Like what?
Like, hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here
That's
for
your
another
job.
show, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's your job.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do my job. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to one and all. Welcome to another episode of Unpopular Celebrities with yours truly, Philly DC, co-host P, who is the engineer, and the grumpy as always. You got Jessica Player handling her business, and Del Brown. We are your Unpopular Celebrities. If this is your first time joining us, we thank you ahead of time. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Hit us up. Join us on YouTube. You can catch our previous work on YouTube. All of our previous shows is on there for your listening and viewing enjoyment. We got a special guest today, live and direct. I know you all know him. He's pretty famous across the world. And as you know, he's also an Air Force military member. But we ain't here just for that today. He's a famous DJ, does all the different stuff across the country. And actually, I was blessed to have him do my retirement ceremony, which I was very happy about it. It was a great time. So without further ado, I introduce you to DJ Ken, or Ken, if you like to refer him to, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Ken in the building.
What's good?
Wrong button. Wrong button.
What's good? What's good?
Welcome to the friggin' Terror Dome. Welcome to the Terror Dome. How you feeling today, man?
Hey, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I got some bad news right before the link in. That's what kind of took me so long to kind of jump in. But when I logged in and saw that atrocious wardrobe you got going on with them glasses and that hat.
They hate us. You know what? This is the look of a guy who has a team going to the playoffs. Something you wouldn't know about. How about that? How about
Hey,
that?
Force is gonna go to that.
How about
whatever,
that? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I already knew what the expectations for the Dallas Cowboys was before the season started, so I'm okay.
At least you're a realist Cowboys fan. I respect that. Everybody else, man, they be like, whatever.
Nah. I'm also an Arkansas Razorback fan, so it's the same thing every year.
Oh
So
man.
So I would give you props on that. At least that kind of matches. You got people who are Cowboys fans and Lakers fans, Cowboys fans and Celtics fans. I crowd as being suspect there. Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds!
Maybe they're talking
So
about the Falcons or the Cardinals.
no, they not. No, they're not talking about the bullshit ass Falcons. Excuse my
hey,
language. They ain't talking about that.
Dirty Bird.
Yeah. Is there any way they could be talking about another bird? Because they're
They
more
talking
like the
about Dirty Birds.
Seahawks.
No,
There's a lot more birds than just
No.
the Eagles.
Hey, because
No.
the Eagles did let us know they weren't defending their championship this year. They
Oh.
told us before the season started they're not defending it, and we saw it
You
all
know,
season.
you know why? Because we were busy trying to win the division back to back. That people didn't think we were going to do it. Kenny, let me start by asking you a question before we get deep rooted in some topics. And before I
Okay.
do, ladies and gentlemen, if you got some comments that you want to shoot our way towards Ken as well, just put them in the comments. We'll talk about whatever you want. So, Ken, let me ask you a question. As a lifelong Cowboys fan, are you surprised that they imploded in December?
No,
Why did they implode yet again?
it's standard. That's what they do all the time. That's what they do. I mean the infamous Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, aka Listen Jesus. He's also a Dallas Cowboys fan, and
Oh,
he also when he was live on ESPN from Davis Mountain a few years ago, he said it best. It's a culture thing. In regards to whoever the coach is, there, as long as Jerry Jones is running the environment, it's gonna be the same recipe every year, every year. So we know what to expect. We're realists.
well, not everybody can have a culture like the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm
But hey,
saying?
but you know what? I got it. So a lot like I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, right? I'm a true Jalen Hurts fan. A lot of people don't give him credit. This dude has made the playoffs for the past 4 seasons, 5 seasons with a different offensive coordinator, and
True.
that right there to me says a lot about who he is as a player, but also how he's able to execute when it comes to different philosophy. Like you have a different philosophy every single season.
Mhm.
I had to give him his props. I had to give him his
That's
props. Now,
right. Yeah,
Pat,
yeah, yeah,
Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, I ain't got no excuse. They ain't got no excuse.
Uh
But
huh.
Jalen Hurts, yeah, give him his
Is
props.
J- is Jalen Hurts the top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
Currently, right now,
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Oh God, no. Lord, no.
You're Cam Newton. He's a manager.
Yeah, he's just a manager. 100%. Definitely not top. I'd say Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Yes,
100%.
I agree.
So that's
I agree.
one. Josh Allen. Two. Drake May. That's already three off the top of my head.
Exactly. He said that's right. Drake May. He said Drake May can. Drake May.
This
Really?
year.
Drake
This
May.
year. This year. He's an MVP
Just
candidate.
just
Jalen
because
Hurts has
it's
never been
1
an MVP
year,
candidate. Yeah,
you're
I'm
going
just
off of one. What you mean he know? Oh, did you hear what he said? He said, "Did you say Jalen Hurts was never an MVP candidate?"
no. He was
Everybody
never on the
turn.
stage. He was never on the
Please,
stage at
please.
ESPN
If
with
there's a
top
way, if
three.
I could
He has
cut you
never
out,
been
I
on stage.
would.
Name the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to you because
So
clearly
this the
one of
thing,
us
right?
don't know what they talking
Hey,
about.
this the thing. We over time we have glorified the position of the quarterback. But what people don't understand is the quarterback. Because I played quarterback when I played football in high school and a little bit in college. But people don't understand is like the quarterback really is a facilitator, right? He is a facilitator. But to have somebody to be able to manage an offense and win a Super Bowl not once but twice, or make the playoffs as many times they did. like you still have to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, just because these guys have flashy moments and they can and they can do a couple of things, but you gotta understand, like at the end of the day, people key in on him, which also makes his other offensive talent threats and targets. So if Jalen Hurts was not a top 5 quarterback currently right now, then we would be looking at a situation where, okay, we don't got to even worry about Jalen Hurts. We can key in on Saquon Barkley. We can key in on Brown. We can key in on all these other different offensive weapons, but they have to respect and honor him. Like whenever you and they have shown, whenever they decided not to give Jalen Hurts that attention, Jalen Hurts has always came out and said, "Don't forget I'm here."
That's right.
I hear you. I just still think he's a game manager. I don't think he's somebody that if they're down by 21 in the third quarter can do like what
you think he did in the Super Bowl last year.
That's right. Thank you, Ken.
Wait, didn't they blast Kansas City?
And
so he didn't come back.
Okay,
he just managed the game.
But the year before he engineered the comeback. They almost won that game.
Almost don't count. This ain't horseshoes or hand grenades.
It don't matter.
Almost don't count.
But last year, did you see what he did?
Last year, I saw what the defense did. I saw a defense get a pick six. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying I could think of 5 other quarterbacks I would want on my team before him.
I picked Jalen Hurts over anybody you listed. The reason why
you would pick Jalen over Dak?
Yes.
Oh wow! Over Drake May?
Yes.
Wow.
That's right.
You got to understand. You got to understand. Like you got to go back and look at the level of adversity that Jalen Hurts went through, hit from college all the way to where he's at now. Right. Jalen Hurts is out, but you got to look at that. You got to take that. You got to take that into consideration. Like Jalen Hurts has always had a disadvantage, and he's always came out on top. And Jalen Hurts always performs when he has a disadvantage. He performs way better when he has a disadvantage.
True. But I think since he's been in the league, he's a good player. He's not freaking Joe Flacco or somebody. He's a good player. Right?
You gotta be.
I'm just saying he's a really good player. I think he's better than Brock Purdy. I think he's better than any of Atlanta quarterbacks that we ever had since Matt Ryan. So I think he's a good player. But I also think he's blessed by a really good defense. A really, really good defense, top 3 defense in the league this year. Last year, he was blessed by a great offensive line and a great running back. Now, are those any of his problems? No, I give him credit for doing what he did because he could have blew a lot of games. But no, he managed the game properly. So
that's what makes him a top quarterback.
Is he better than Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Next. Wow.
Patrick Mahomes is like, so I put it this way. A lot of people call Brett Favre like a great quarterback. Listen.
He had great moments.
Actually, watching Brett Favre play, Brett Favre was the luckiest quarterback ever to play in the NFL. The luckiest. And that's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is teetering on the Brett Favre line right now. He's been teetering on the Brett Favre line.
I will say, since his receiver's been out, like he can't win a game. Tyreek Hill was probably his best weapon that he had. Once he left, that really hurt them bad. Now they still went to the Super Bowl, but that really hurt them bad. Once they got rid of Tyreek because they wouldn't pay him, that really opened.
And then they drafted that dude that was supposed to be
Rice. Oh no, Worthy, yeah, and Worthy keep getting hurt. But anyway, we can change topics. We'll be on here all day.
Before we change topics, I just want to make something clear. Pete, you stated Jalen Hurts was never MVP candidate.
What I'm saying, wait. No, because you're going to say, was he top 10 on the MVP list? He was never on stage. He was never on stage as being an MVP candidate. All right, go ahead.
I'll wait. As I was trying to say, you said Jalen Hurts was never an MVP candidate. Actually, he was. Not the Super Bowl. I believe it was the first Super Bowl he went in. He finished second in the MVP voting.
To who?
So
Lamar?
You, my friend, are wrong.
Where did you get that stat
know
from?
Your football partner.
Where did you get the stat from?
Which means where I get to stay. Okay, you want me to get it? I'll look it up for you. I'll get it up for you.
Hey,
Everybody knows
hey,
Jalen Hurts was in the.
you need got to put the
He
bibliography
don't
up there
know.
because he said
Yeah.
Drake Mays is a better
I
quarterback.
know.
This year,
Go figure.
This year,
Go figure.
Drake May not an MVP candidate.
No.
Was-
Oh my goodness! Oh, my goodness. Okay, Drake May.
Caleb Williams balling better than Drake May this year.
I don't know about better, but they're close. I don't know about better, but that performance that Caleb put on yesterday was monumental right there. I give him that. Drake
Him
May,
in that black fingernail polish, whatever he be wearing.
yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. I thought that was an AI meme. That was crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, but if you get some win, go ahead and paint your nails all you want. Go ahead.
Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about the Jake Paul Joshua fight that happened on Netflix Saturday. So as y'all know, Jake Paul, who was an internet sensation turned boxer, developed or have a 12-1 or 12-2 record. I believe his last fight, or the one I remember the most, is when he fought Mike Tyson, which I would call more of an exhibition than a fight. But he decided to take on Anthony Joshua, who's a former Olympic gold medalist and unified world heavyweight champion. 6'6", 245 pounds.
6'4".
What?
6'4".
Are you sure? I
Yes.
think he's 6'6".
6'4".
Oh, you want to get me back because you ain't know nothing about Jalen?
No,
Hurts?
I'm just
Okay,
trying to
I'll give
correct you.
that one.
6'4".
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I think you're wrong, but we'll see. Anyway, as I was saying, I was rudely interrupted. Joshua has a 29-4 record, 26 knockouts going against Jake Paul. And as you know, everybody thought Anthony Joshua was going to knock Jake Paul out in the first round. Jake Paul survived up to 6 rounds, I believe, and then Anthony Joshua eventually knocked him out. Yeah, Paul was wounded in round 6. Joshua rumbled in and then knocked him out cleanly with a nice right hook that ultimately broke his jaw. Thoughts on the fight? Good, bad, or just garbage?
And I'll let you go first because I might go on a rant.
Hey, so this is my thing, right? So it's funny y'all bring this up, and I was gonna post this on Facebook just to piss some people off. So, y'all know how a while last year, a while back, they went on this rant about why all these UK or British actors coming in and taking all these prominent roles like Damson Idris and Idris Elba and all these other guy that played MLK and Selma. They're Brit actors, and then the lady who's plays Wicked, right? They come in taking all these major roles. My question is, and I was gonna put on there, like, why is it right now that it got to take somebody from the UK or or British or England to come in and do what Americans should have done a long time ago? Like Joshua Anthony, like I think I was DJing. I ended up catching it in round 2, and when I say the amount of knockdowns from round 2 to round 6, I was like, and I know watching the Tyson fight, when Tyson kept biting his gloves, I felt like Tyson was sticking to the script. Because I feel like Tyson was about to go Tyson mode, right? And every time Tyson started biting on them gloves, I feel like he wanted to. I feel like he wanted to.
Like he was good.
I feel like he wanted
to control himself.
I felt like he wanted to introduce him to boxing, right? But I don't know. I don't know what the deal was with Joshua Anthony, but comedian HaHa Davis said it best. When Joshua Anthony was hitting him, he said the doggone jaw was falling off the bone the whole time that fight was going on. I just felt like, man, like he should have been knocked out a long time ago with the amount of fights he had with American boxers. It took a British UK boxer to do what the American boxer should have did. We might as well give boxing and acting to the UK at this point.
Yo, I'll say I wouldn't even call this a boxing match. I would just call this a big exhibition. And the people that he's fought before were never boxers. He is not fought. Mike Tyson was the only boxer. He's been retired for 20 years, 30 years. So he has never fought a boxer. And the first time he fights a boxer, he gets knocked out. Like Tony Renee just said, it's clearly for the money. But Joshua shouldn't. Yeah. And the only reason he let him get to 6 rounds because that dude was running for 4 of them.
Hey,
Like there was no way to catch him, and that's why they did the bigger ring. If y'all know boxers in heavyweight fights, they usually fight in an 18-foot ring. That was 21 or 22 feet, which is a big deal when you're talking about trying to catch somebody. So that's why he's running all around. It's hard to catch him. The other thing I'll say, it's almost to the point of, you remember back in the day, people would say, how much would you have to be paid to get punched in the face or punched in the chest by Mike Tyson when he was in it? This was kind of what this was how much do you have to get paid to get knocked out and let people see it? Now, did he probably think he was going to get his jaw broke? I don't think so. But, that's what happened. But to me, I'm glad this was free. When I say free on Netflix, was it on pay-per-view? Because I think they just made a mockery out of boxing.
They've been made a mockery out of boxing when they let him start going on the rank that he'd been on.
They gave him a record and then put him as a ranking. He's ranked on top, whatever it's called, IBF, IBM, IB, whatever those 20 belts they have. He's actually ranked. I'm like, this is crazy. He's fought 4 UFC fighters, a basketball player, and the only other fighter he fought was a freaking the person who beat him was his brother. I can't remember his name. Tyson Fury's brother. Yeah. That's the only people he fought. So to me, he's just making a mockery out of boxing. And I love boxing. I love boxing.
And he want to fight Tank.
And he wanted to fight Tank. Like,
listen. If he fought Tank, that would end. If he fought Tank and not been able to run around like Martin was running from Tommy the Hitman Hearns.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Tony Bostic. Tony Bostic said this conversation is part of why people keep doing it. The dude is pure brilliant clown, and we all fell for the damn joke.
Yep. Because who's the real fools? Not him. We are.
Well, we didn't pay for it.
People who but we watched it, didn't we?
Well, there's nothing else on.
But we didn't have to watch it.
Hey, but the thing is the Tyson fight and this last one, the undercard fights were like,
they were pretty good.
Man,
the undercard fight was really good. Yep. He is helping out women's boxing. I will say that.
Yes.
Not enough to really move the needle because there's not really a women boxer that's taken over. They really need one that will just kind of take over and fight consistently. And unfortunately, with boxing, they all have to take 9 months off before they can get back in the ring again because of how many blows they take during a fight. But I mean, this fight only had, I think, less than 200 punches thrown by both fighters in 6 rounds.
147 for it was like 147 for Joshua. I forgot. I think
it was like 56 for Jake Paul, and he only landed 16. I'm like, that's Carissa Shields. Yeah, Tony Boss said Carissa Shields. If she would fight more consistently and on bigger promotions that people know about it, but it's almost like when people find out the day after, like, oh, Carissa Shields fought, she knocked somebody out, and that be the end of the conversation. There's no promotion to it, and I think that's where he's spending a lot of money is promotion, and maybe Netflix is backing him. But I'm glad I didn't bet on this fight. I'm glad I just watched it for pure WWE wrestling entertainment, and that's it. Philly, I'm done on my rant. I didn't let you talk at all.
Like I said, we are all the fools because we watched it. And for the folks in there who pay for it. I heard the announcer say several times they referred to Jake Paul as the MVP, almost like he's pulling boxing out of the depths of boredom, where he made boxing exciting. I'm trying to remember almost somebody kind of likened it to when Bird and Magic Johnson left the NBA and Michael Jordan came in. I thought that was a crazy comparison.
Who the heck said that?
You know what I'm saying? Some announcer was like, this was because when Bird and when the NBA had different waves or phases. You had Dr. J, who was the face of the NBA. Then you had Bird and Magic Johnson. And then when Bird and Magic Johnson left, then you had Michael Jordan come on the scene, and they would look for some Michael Jordan. So they compared Jake Paul and boxing to that stage. What does that say?
That's hilarious. You know what? I'm not going. It's funny you say that because that's an easy segue. It's an easy segue. That's just like off that dang on Dave Chappelle special. What they said about
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, like you.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Oh, I'm missing
you.
Charlie Kirk stuff. I ain't seen it yet.
Oh,
I ask
oh, bro,
you.
you gotta watch it.
Oh, I'm about to say, is it
All right.
worth the watch?
Oh
It is.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Is it
Let's
because
put a bow on the
okay?
box and want to move on. I thought ultimately we all agree. I think we all can agree it was great seeing Jake Paul get to knock the duck out.
Yeah.
That was great. It seemed like, I know Pete, you said it was an exhibition, but that was a hell of an exhibition compared to Mike Tyson fight to have Jake Paul get his jaw broke. So that was joyful. Although I will admit it wasn't well worth the money that those people spent. All the prelim matches beforehand, namely Baumholder and Budwan, that
Mm-hmm.
was a good fight.
Yep.
The girl fight, that was
Yeah.
good. Anyway, okay, moving on. So the Dave Chappelle special that came on immediately after the Paul Joshua fight, that was worth the money if we had to pay. A lot of jokes, a lot of controversial statements from good old Dave Chappelle. One thing I will say, and I will pause, is that I can see why Dave Chappelle is considered the best comedian, a comic on the earth today by most folks, even his peers, and I can see why. He's freaking brilliant. But anyway, what are y'all thoughts on the Unstoppable special?
I'll
So
start
for me,
because I'm gonna be quick. I ain't
go
seen
ahead.
it, so I'm listening to y'all.
Oh, okay. So for me, man, like again, it was a masterpiece.
Wow.
And as a DJ who personally works for a comedian, I study comedy mainly because I want to be able to ensure that when I'm partnering with my partner, it's I'm I'm understanding how to be able to support him. So every time I watch a comedy special, I'm studying it, right? And for him, one of the things is him and Ali, they're like some of the best storytellers. Like his punchlines, you never know when Dave Chappelle's punchlines are coming.
Mhm.
And not to be a spoiler alert, it was a couple of stories he told. When he talked about the man act, and how he closed the loop on that, how he talked about, I didn't know, I had to go back and do my research on Senator John McCain. Like it was a lot of stuff that he brought forward, and I can appreciate him because what he does is the same thing he did when he did his monologue when President Trump got elected the first time. He always knows how to play devil's advocate
Mm.
and keeps the balance between the two lines. So it's like, yeah, he can say he don't like this over here, but also he can say why I don't like this. I can also see why them people over there saying what they saying. But comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King, absolutely not.
Yeah, I love the way he put that bluntly. It was
Yeah.
quite the reach, and I love the analogy he used. He said, "Can you picture?" He said, "Charlie Kirk is a internet sensation
Mm-hmm.
who spent his time finding ways to say things for people not to agree with him, so
Yeah.
they would debate him." He said, "Can you picture Martin Luther King sitting on a chair in the middle of a park saying, 'I believe all black people should free. If you don't believe me, debate me.' And make sure you like, share, and subscribe afterwards." He's like, "Can you
Right.
picture?" I thought that was hilarious. And when he brought up the show he did with Kevin Hart, and forgot the other comedian in Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about the jokes that he was able to make over there that he wouldn't be able to get away with in the United States. And he said,
Right.
"It feels freaking good to be free. That I can
Mm-hmm.
just take the money in Saudi Arabia." I thought that was pretty good too.
Yeah. Because
Mhm.
he made a comment about Bill Maher and saying, people saying
Yeah.
he lost his morals because what Saudi Arabia did to that journalist, but then he came back
Hmm.
like, well, don't forget what Israel did to
Hmm.
240 journalists. I was like, oh man, like it's like the same. I mean, I'm trying to make sure I don't get in trouble, boy. I'm trying to make sure I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's just like what we deal with every single day wearing a uniform. It's almost like we're in the middle of this little stupid battle between the different politicians, and they all doing the same thing. It's just different sides of the spectrum. So it's like it's okay for Israel to kill 240 journalists, but this is not okay for Saudi Arabia to kill one journalist. And you know, we pick and choose, like what Chris Rock said. We got selective outrage.
Yeah.
Selective outrage. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I ain't seen
I,
it. I'm gonna go back and I guess
bro,
watch
you
it
got to
sometime
watch.
tonight. because there ain't no good football games on. So I guess I'll watch it sometime today.
Trust and believe. I thought 50 Cent was petty, but Stevie Wonder is petty. Stevie Wonder is petty. Stevie Wonder is petty.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. I think Dave Chappelle is so good. He can get away with pretty much almost anything, talking about anybody. I love the side jokes about P. Diddy too. He said he was doing that. He said, you remember that time I was doing that show where somebody jumped on stage and tried to assault me? Man, y'all talk about P. Diddy, but he was the first person to get out there and stop the guy.
Is that a true story?
It was P. Diddy. Hold on. He said, yeah, it was P. Diddy. You know, I had security that night, but you know, they was slipping. They was either asleep or they was sliding on stage. Now I know why. It's probably because
that's hilarious.
Right. Exactly.
That was pretty good, boy. It's just the way he sets up his punchlines. You don't know when it's coming.
You never know when it's coming.
Yeah, I have to watch it. Pause. I have to watch it.
So, Kenny, before we get a little bit ahead, what's up, Charles Davis? What's up? Hey, you know, Charles, we own the Commanders, man. We own you bums. That's right. Y'all go sit on the couch. We took care of y'all. I digress. Ken, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What you want us to know about you?
So, 23 years in the game, trying to find my exit. Unless God got some other plans. Between you, DC, now Ronnie Woods and a couple of other people, you know, y'all find ways to put gas in the tank. But 23 years as a logistics planner, and I like to brag about being a logistics planner in the Air Force because a lot of people don't know what we do until they need us, right? And I was one of the first to come in as what they call a pipeliner. So this is the only career fit I know. And I've been doing it for this long. But currently now I am what they call a master functional manager, which the best way for me to explain it, because I'm trying to convert this to civilian life, is, you know, I do talent management for my career field. And I look at, you know, trying to right size locations and installations, because as of late, within the past 5 years, people want to deploy, and they want to deploy expeditiously, and they want to deploy from a place of agility. And that is what we do. We help people understand how to move and flex where other people can't do that. So, you know, me and my CFM, we call it the greatest career field in the Air Force because we slept on, because everybody needs us. Like we're the brainchild of mobility and logistics. Outside of that, I'm a proud father of 3. I got a bonus child. He's 19 in college up in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I got a son and a daughter. My son just turned 12. My daughter actually turns 10 on New Year's Eve. So loving that, and that's why I'm back in San Antonio. That's the main reason I'm back in San Antonio, is because I love being a dad, and that's that's my driving force to retire from the Air Force as soon as possible, so I can be a full-time dad. And then from there, I'm a DJ. Been DJing since 2001. Shout out to DJ BCM's of Bunsu out of Chicago, Illinois. That's where I learned how to DJ in the Chi-Town, where I feel like real DJs are made outside of New York. Real DJs are made in Chicago. And I've traveled across the world doing events with everybody. My most recent blessing was I got a chance to share the stage with DJ Manny Fresh from Cash Money.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So, you know, I'm living a dream right now as a DJ and as a chief in the Air Force.
So, what was your career field?
Logistics planes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Logistics planes.
So going to the DJ part, what's the hardest thing about DJing?
Dealing with broke people.
Like people that don't want to pay you?
Right. So like, okay, you know what? Since we talking about this, let's talk about the military, right? Okay. The Air Force, up until tech sergeant, you know, cool. You know, I volunteered for a little bullet, right?
Right.
But after DJing, after tech sergeant, DJing for a bullet don't mean nothing.
Right.
Man, these jokers would do senior show inductions, Air Force balls, holiday parties. They spend 15, 20, $90,000 on some dry chicken and cold carrots
That's real talk. That's real
and
talk.
and an ugly ice sculpture. But then we go, hey DJ, we only got $150, but we need you to provide us a $1,500 production.
Right. Right.
And then, now, hey, no shade to DC because he ain't never did it to me. But then you have a command chief or a squadron commander or somebody will rank or threaten you. Hey, you wear the uniform. You supposed to be doing this for free.
Nah, heck nah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know, I ain't gonna go into detail, but you know, I can't because I got a little situation going on. But you just understand something. If you're a business owner in the military, you have to legally. You have to separate the two. You have to separate the two. Yeah, whoever said equipment, yeah, you got to separate the two because if you don't separate the two, Air Force Jag gonna come over the top and be like, "Hey,
that's right.
You're a private contractor." Hey, right. I did the AFSA conference one year, and I ain't gonna say this command chief name. He probably ain't watching, but I did the AFSA conference one year as a DJ, and I was walking around. I had my uniform on. It's like, where your fucking, excuse my language, where your uniform at? I'm looking at this dude like, first of all, I'm on leave, and I'm being paid to be here as staff of the AFSA conference. So I can't wear my uniform because I'm on personal status. And they were like, well, but you need to, you're a chief. You're supposed to be blah, 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 blah. That doesn't make a difference. Say, okay, cool. Go talk to legal. Go talk to Air Force legal. And then come back, command chief. And then come back and talk to me. Right. That's the worst part. People would have a $3,000 vision, right, but only got $100 and want you to DJ for 8 hours. That's the worst part of DJing.
I laugh because you are 100% right. Because we just assume because you're a fellow military member, and we don't understand the extent of your talent and the type of equipment and skill that you possess. We just assume you're doing this as a hobby, where you're doing it as a business. Mm-hmm. And so I can see it's kind of like a slap in the face. It like is. We're willing, like you, to your point, $3,000 ice sculpture, or to fly in somebody to be a guest speaker for thousands of dollars.
Right.
But then the DJ, we just be like, and then the funny thing is, and I admit I did it once when I was a singer. I was like, man, F that. Yo, I'll hook up an iPod and play it. It ain't that easy. It's not that easy. Being able to have somebody sit there and scroll through tracks. So yeah, you're 100% right there.
So and that's why I don't do military events to this day.
Right.
Since I left Davis, but DM took care of me. I ain't gonna lie. It got to the point to where they was like, yo, we gotta find somebody else because he doing every event, and the protocol lady was like, we gonna use him because we trust him, mm-hmm, and we know he understands protocol. Pay that man his money. Mm-hmm. The only thing I do free when it comes to military is I do retirement ceremonies free. I don't charge for retirement ceremonies, and the reason why I don't is because like that's like because I'm living the same story that most of these people live in as far as their service in the military. Like that's my gift back to them. Right. It's like people will fly me out. I say, I don't think I actually do as a DJ. If I do a retirement ceremony, just pay for my plane ticket, give me a place to stay. As far as DJing, I'm gonna give you top tier service because like congratulations on your next chapter. I don't charge anybody to do retirement ceremonies.
So let me ask you, when you're DJing, I always wondered this. Can you feel when the crowd, or if it's a dance thing, like they're feeling you or not feeling you, and then say they're not feeling the music? What is your advice to other DJs? Because I've been at clubs and stuff where you'd be like, bruh, this is so and everybody just standing around just looking at the DJ. He's sitting there with his joint like, and I'm just like, this joint is so trash. So what is your advice if you ever experienced that, to move on, pivot? How do you do that?
It's funny you say that because we, man, I got a group of. I started a military DJ network called GI DJs. And it's former, retired, or separated military DJs and current active duty DJs. So we've been doing that since probably like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
And one of the things that we talk about is that, right? Is serious simply that DJs, yo, people are coming when people come to the club or come to any event, they are there to escape from whatever they're dealing with in life.
Okay.
Yes, you are one of the main attractions for that particular event or that venue, but it ain't about you. Stop forcing people to like what you like. At the end of the day, I be because I'm a spectator just as much as I am a curator, right? So sometimes I go to events and I can sit back and be like, yo, this dude is literally bed doing the bedroom DJ thing. Like
Right.
he or she is only DJing for themselves.
Right.
And you got DJs that like, I don't take requests. No, I take requests, homie. The reason why I take requests is because that's how outside of watching the crowd, monitoring the crowd, that's how you get the vibe of the environment. Like somebody come up and ask for a song. Sometimes the songs don't really matter, but one of the things I do, one of the things I've always done when I was, when I kind of got in my little groove when I first started, but when I got to Shreveport, Louisiana, and I know DC want to talk about some of the street stories or whatever, but when I got to Shreveport, Louisiana, one of the things I kind of picked up on was when I would go do a venue, I would pay attention to who the livest group of people were, and most time it was a group of women coming to celebrate something. And the first thing I do is I walk up to that table and, hey, what y'all celebrating? Nothing. We just here to have a good time. Okay, cool. I go to the bar. I was like, hey, I'm finna buy that whole table a round of this drink. Send it to the table, and I would make sure that because I already knew once the alcohol or whatever they got, their vibe would start flowing for them. I already knew that's who was gonna start the party. And then I, hit them up. Hey, what type? I asked them what type of vibes y'all want. This, that, and the third. And then from there, it'll just pick up and take off. And then, of course, after years of doing it, I would, you kind of get good at what you do, and you kind of get good at paying attention. But definitely, man, DJs, bro, it ain't about you. I don't care. I don't care what you post on social media, how many little YouTube videos you do to show that you can mix and match and all that stuff. I know some dope DJs who cannot, for the love of God, carry a crowd, but they dope. Like when I say dope, they will put me to shame when it comes
Yeah.
to turntablism. But you put them in front of a crowd, they can't speak to a crowd.
I know Philly got a question. We got a question from the audience real quick, and then I'll let Philly get his. How do you feel about DJs who use just a computer and not really mixing? Like pretty much seems like they just have a playlist and they just hit play.
Is the vibe curated?
Okay, good point.
I'm gonna pull a statement out of DJ Jazzy Jeff, aka Mr. Magnificent. Like
I'm feeling.
At the end of the day, man, what DJing today looks totally different. It's DJs that don't even have turntables. They have like these MIDI keypads where they can hit buttons and transition songs. So who cares? Is the vibe curated? If the vibe is curated and if people are having a good time, who cares?
Go ahead, Philly.
Good point. Great, man. This is good shit. Excuse my language. Great point there. So you may not know, but I used to DJ back in the day.
You told me.
I'm airman. You know what I'm saying? I got a picture of me in Korea with the wheels of steel, but I was more of a battle DJ. I was trying to learn how to scratch. I couldn't beat, mix, or nothing like that. And it's great when you said it's not about you, it's about your crowd. That's probably why nobody wanted to listen, because I just wanted to play my music. And one time I was at the Kunsan Club and people were just not happy, man. They started booing me and whatnot. They ain't never let me come back. So I'm kind of getting personal here. But anyway, I learned my lesson. I couldn't be no DJ. But curious, what do you do about the person, you in the groove, crowds going and all that, you got a good vibe, and you had that one person come up to you and they make a request of a song that you know is hot garbage. Do you play it? Or what, if you don't play it, what do you say to them?
Oh, I play it.
Really? Even if it's gonna mess up the vibes?
Hey, if you're a real DJ, I'm just putting, and I'm not bragging on myself because I done did some stuff that kind of threw the vibe off. But if you're a real DJ, like, you know how to bring a song in and then get out of that song at the same time.
Oh, okay. Hey, let me
Cause,
ask you.
cause see, what I do is you will ask me for a song, even though I know that song don't match the vibe,
Right.
but you ask for it. Two things. I'm gonna get on the mic. And I'm gonna blast. That's number one. And number two, I'm gonna drop that song,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna watch the crowd reaction, and then I'm gonna give you that wicked next song.
Not the wiki. Hey, so would you ever, and this is a yes no question. We don't even go in details if you have or haven't. And then we got a question from the audience again. Would you ever DJ at a strip club?
I have.
Okay. All right. Would you say those are would you say those are more lubricative? Would you say those are more lucrative or less?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yes. Yes.
I need to close the door. I want to hear about this.
Yes. You know what's okay? So
wait, we ain't gotta go into detail because we got another question.
Yeah,
What is the most grimmest, crazy DJ location story you could tell us about?
The strip club.
They asked the craziest DJ location.
Well, they say grimmest. I don't know what grimmest is. That must be an East Coast saying.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be grimiest. Grimiest.
I was in this. Okay. I was in this. So everybody doing these trail rides and Southern Soul stuff right now, right? That's the hot thing. When I was stationed in Shreveport, I was DJ with this cat named DJ Spoonie, and we used to go to East Texas. It was a town called Lodi, Texas, right? And I was DJing there one night. Let me tell you, I DJ'd in a it was a makeshift. It was nothing but plywood all across the dang on building. Like you walk in, plywood on the floor, the wall was plywood. It was almost like somebody building the house right now, like literally. And when I say I left out of that joint with splinters in my arms, on my back because of how to like leaning up against the wall, catching wood, man, the floor was not a floor. And the electricity, it was like 4 or 5 generators outside. What's the little lights that they hang, the construction workers hang up? God, listen, and was the best time of my life.
That's funny. Yo, so like, when you get in situations like that, do you ever turn down gigs because of the location or the group of people? Like, have you ever
now,
like,
yes,
like
right now, I don't do nothing for anybody. Like I do a Sweet 16 for a close rep for friends, but I don't do the young people club no more. I could care less. I could care less.
Why not?
Cause first of all the songs that ADHD, ADD develops, right? The songs only last 2.5 minutes.
That's true.
People's attention span is short. So it's like I have to literally, and in them crowds, like the ADHD, I call it the ADHD crowd, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody about ADHD, but literally, you got to play a song for 30 seconds and get on to the next song because their attention span is done.
Right.
It's done.
I hate that.
Like right now, like the song "Wipe Me Down," right? You play "Wipe Me Down," you can't play Fox verse or Webby's verse. You gotta go straight to Boosie verse, because they the way their brains are orchestrated and everything's built off of dang on TikTok dances.
Right. I think, you know what, segments like that are cool for like when you're trying to hype up a crowd before a concert, before a comedy show. That's when it's really cool to play the
end of the night.
The end of the night, yes.
The end of the night when you got them songs you're supposed to play that you couldn't play,
right? And
you want to run it out. But yeah, man, nah, I ain't. If you 30 and under, don't ask me to DJ.
Not born in the 2000s, don't ask.
I'm not doing it.
Hey, so when you're DJ, the fight breaks out. Is it your responsibility to stop the music?
Oh,
because I feel like there's certain fight songs that come on.
Hey, I got a story, man. I had a story. So Shreveport, Louisiana. I was DJing this club called Caliente's downtown. And this is when the ratchet movement first started. So anybody talk about ratchet? Ratchet started in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I'm not, don't argue with me, argue with your mama. So The Ratchet movie was like, and we had 4 fights broke out within like, we cleared it out. Next thing you know, another fight, and it was different crowds. So the manager came and said, "Hey, bro, you cannot play. You got to change transitions music." I'm like, "I'm not doing that. But what I will do is this. Whenever a fight breaks out, I will play church music." Yeah, I would play church music.
That's hilarious. I never heard that one before.
Yo,
Yeah.
please tell me a fight was in progress and you had to do that.
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
what song did you play?
Plenty of time.
We fall down, but we get up.
That's crazy.
Hey, so one night I played, I'm going up a yonder. Hey, I played that. Amazing Grace a couple times.
Amazing Grace would be the one.
Hey, let me go ahead. And mind you, this is when you had CDs and records.
Okay.
This is when we was doing CDs and records. This is before laptops. CDs and records.
Man.
I had to have my gospel. I had to have my gospel flip already ready to slide in.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Let me ask you, how hard is it to stay up with modern music, or what's hype, or what's good? Like, where do you find that information out? Because I don't really know when new songs come out unless somebody tells me, or you know, that's the only way I find out.
Right now it's extremely difficult because the way music is dropping now, and the way they done changed how to, like, people really don't listen to the radios as much radio stations as they used to. And so I got what's called, I'm active in what's called record pools, where I pay a monthly subscription. I got unlimited supply of music. The record pools are trash. The record pools are horrible. If it's anybody out there that work for BPM Supreme, y'all need to be fired because y'all trash. So honestly, social media, man, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I actually go out and I listen to other DJs from, that put their stuff out on platform. I listen to them mix. And to be honest with you, man, a lot of us ain't playing a lot of new music, man. A lot of us are not.
That's true.
A lot of us are not, like, because when I go listen to new music, it's difficult because I listen to, like, if it don't feel right in my spirit, I know it don't feel right in the club.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, like, I play Cardi B and Sexy Red and some of those artists, but it'd be extremely difficult for me to play that stuff because it's like, it's trash, man. It's like, it's like, it's depressing. Like, it is. Like, why would I want to kill a mood? But social media, I really stay up on, like, I got the way my algorithms are set on social media, and then the way my algorithms are set on YouTube. I just go out and just, sometimes when I'm in the gym or when I'm driving to work, I just go, 2020, whatever year we in, DJ mixes, and I just hit a mix and then I just listen to it and listen to how DJs do their transition, or listen to what the music selection is.
Hey, quick question, then I'll let you go, Philly. Is DJ Khaled a real DJ?
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right. That's my only question.
He can DJ.
Okay.
But as because his stardom and who he is right now, man, one night that cat was DJing, and it was so crazy the way he was DJing. He would bring in a track, and then he had a little DJ assistant changing the songs for him.
That's crazy. I feel like he's not a real DJ. I feel like he's never been a
Khaled
DJ.
Can DJ.
Okay.
No, Khaled can DJ. I done seen Khaled do a full set before. He can DJ.
Okay. Go ahead, Philly. I'm sorry.
What's that song? What's the songs that people request or at a club that you hate to play? Like me, I'm tired of hearing boots on the ground. I'm tired of hearing boots on the ground. Are you the same way?
There are nights where I be like, man, I want to get through. I try to get through a whole set without playing a line dance. Like this past weekend, I got through a whole set without playing a line dance. I did.
Do you think the crowd expects a line dance, or they just is that just normal, natural?
Yeah, they expect it. They expect it.
Okay.
But then too, like, if you ask me to play like a deep like a album track from Sexy Red or album track from a what's that, Yim Yammy, whatever her name is. If you ask me to play an album track, but not a single,
Right.
I'm not playing it. Like, I'm not playing it. I'm no. Now, if you come through with a $20 to $50 tip,
Right. So what's worse, somebody bumping your table or the power going out?
bumping my table. I don't care about the power. That ain't my fault. Bumping my
Okay.
move.
Yeah.
I'm like by Loud off a house party.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So, Ben, I know you're a DJ, so I know you're a music lover. What are the 5 albums you listening to right now that's in your rotation that you listen to?
So still to this day, Nipsey Hussle gets played once a week.
Yeah.
Big Bricky Lap gets played once a week. A-Ball and MJG in my lifetime.
Really?
Gets played
Wow.
once a week. And then like I go knee deep into that rabbit hole on almost any R&B artist. Right now, Mariah the Scientist, I'm like listening to like everything she got out right now.
Who is that?
Mariah the Scientist?
Mariah the Scientist.
How come I
Interesting.
heard that before?
Never
I
heard
don't
of
remember
that
where I heard it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Hey, you're not from the West Coast. You seem like you listen to a good number of West Coast rap.
I ain't lit that. What West Coast rap did I name?
Nipsey?
Well, Nipsey, yeah. A-Ball and
A-Ball,
MJG from Memphis,
MJG?
Tennessee. I'm from Little Rock,
Oh.
Arkansas.
Okay. Maybe just Nipsey then. Maybe just Nipsey.
Man, Nipsey got a story behind him. You know,
Yeah.
he had a story behind it. Who else I'm listening to? I'm big on R&B, like huge. And then anything Afro, like Afro beat, everything is like after I do my little morning meditations and all that stuff, and I start getting in my little vibe, Afrobeat is like the next thing, like boom, play, and I just let it. I let it go down the rant, like the rabbit hole, the algorithms. I don't listen to Apple Music. YouTube Music has better algorithms than Apple Music. Asake is if that's how you say his name. He's an Afrobeat artist. He just did a Red Bull Symphonic last week in New York. I wish I would have known because I probably would have tried to make that show. But Asake is a dope is an Afrobeat artist that I'm like knee deep into. Like I listen to a lot of stuff that he puts out.
I know you're not a producer, but big controversy right now is the AI rap or the AI R&B. What's your thoughts on those, or have you listened to those?
I haven't listened to any of them, and I don't
Okay.
like it. The reason why I don't like it is because it's the same thing with Apple Music. Apple Music just started DJing. They have AI DJing now.
What?
So yes, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of taking. It's just like with the whole thing with the unmanned aircraft and how the pilots feel about it. Like
Oh, okay, good point.
I feel the same way they feel about having unmanned aircraft.
They're making a lot of money off that AI R&B. A lot of money.
But that ARB also getting sued right now too.
Right. I did hear about that, but they were making good amount of money.
Why they getting sued?
Because not their stuff.
Yeah.
Now I thought that was interesting because there was they had the Game of the Year awards for the Indie Game of the Year awards, and this game that's in the back right here on the screen won like record 9, swept the Game Awards, right? It's a really good game. But on the Indie Awards, which is a lower tier to the main awards, they stripped them of their award because they found they had traces of AI that they used to make the game.
I feel like that's
which
what
I
games
thought was
are.
interesting. That's the interesting thing about AI. AI to me is nothing more than a tool of technology that we use to make things easier. I think it's just the way you use it. And if you don't, yeah, you know what I mean? But I do agree, like, pilots that may feel a certain kind of way about AI because it may take, their jobs. I think mental health therapists, DJs as well, other career fields and stuff. So that is interesting.
Yeah.
So have you heard the Clips album?
Bits and pieces of it.
It's going for album of the year.
Yeah, bits and pieces of it. I really didn't, again, because like, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, people can probably take my DJ card, but like, that's not my vibe. They had a couple of songs that I liked, but for the most part, it's like, I'm not here to listen to. It's just the energy wasn't for me. But also, let's be clear. I am I am transitioning more to international music than I am American music anyway,
Mm.
because the international music has more of a positive vibe than American music. American music is just like with sports, it's starting to become too political for me, and I really ain't. Um, I'm really not for it right now.
But let me ask, who would you love to DJ for right now? Like either go on tour with them or be their, their DJ, whatever. I might be saying it wrong, but be their DJ when they go
The
on
tour
live
DJ.
performance. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So I'm a tour DJ for two people right now. This artist named JC, former he used to be on Bad Boy South, Block T. So I'm a tour DJ for him, and I'm a tour DJ for comedian Ron G. So if I had to
Mm.
add somebody else to um, my list, I would probably go with a that's tough. It'll be a comedian for sure.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be a comedian for
It'd
sure.
be like Chappelle, Kevin Hart.
So I DJ with Dave Chappelle's DJ Trauma. I DJ with him this past summer. So it'll probably be a D Ray Davis or Cat
Okay.
Williams.
Oh, Cat
Oh,
Williams.
that'd be dope. Yeah.
Would you
that'd be
think it'd
dope.
be hard to DJ for like Jay-Z or Beyonce or
Yeah,
somebody?
absolutely.
You think the pressure we get to you
Yeah,
or
with artists it's always difficult with artists because like you're managing their show set.
correct?
With comedians or non-perform like people who don't do music and you're DJing for them, they're like, hey, this is my vision. Go DJ, go curate the environment. All I need you to do is make sure the crowd's energy is where it needs
Right.
to be before I take the stage.
Right.
With an artist, man, listen, I'll be ready to slap. An artist is just like dealing with a general officer in the Air Force.
All right.
Go ahead, Philly. I know we only got a little bit of time left. I'm sorry.
All right, let's roll into some. Let's talk about the shaving waiver stuff. So we mentioned earlier, you alluded to that you're serving as the chief now, so you have some equity in this.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts about the ongoing saga of shaving waivers with respect to the Air Force in general?
So I say this, and we kind of alluded to this, but I told you I had to rephrase how I presented it.
Mm.
Bottom line up front, if you don't want minorities in the military, just say it. Be transparent. Instead of um, using angles to to separate individuals. So as African American male, right? When I look at the rhetoric, when I look at the propaganda that comes out about beards in general and why they say beards aren't safe, I always go back to the fact that hey, the dressing appearance when it comes to um, minorities in the military then become a thing until the military integrated. So they started making rules on how people should look in a uniform based off of black people in the military, right?
Mm.
So there's a video of a guy. It was doing Vietnam. He kind of I share it. I reposted it, shared on social media every time. But it's like, how can and whoever's listening, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but how can a white man sit here and tell an African American male, hey, your hair should grow, like mine, and you should not have the problems that I don't have because you are a human being. I don't care what your race is, but dude, you fail to realize I can't like the only way I'm gonna be able to fix this is if I put chemicals on my skin. And I'm not going to put chemicals on my skin because you're culturally uneducated.
Mm.
So that's why I had to learn as a chief. I had to learn how to rephrase how I present information. And yeah, I got some brothers out there, chief brothers out there who probably say, it's the rules, it's the rules. I said, yeah, whatever. But until you pay the amount of money I paid to fix scarring and the amount of money I paid once a month to get razor bumps pulled out my face, like, excuse my French, but shut the fuck up. I'm being real with you. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, nobody goes until you actually go through what you go through, trying to maintain and trying to look apart trying to appease some uneducated people, it's a struggle. So I made my little comment, with the whole thing with the new regulation based off the Secretary of Defense or War or the Secretary, however you want to address them. But basically, like, unfortunately, I'm gonna get my shaving waiver every 6 months, and I'm gonna have my 2 shaving waivers within the 24 month period. And the reason why I'm gonna do that is because until the military, as well, and more specifically the Air Force, until somebody stands up and say, "Hey, look, this is a little too extreme," and I got it. You can't. We all in the military, but you can't sit here and tell a group of people because the way you're genetically built, you can't serve in the Air Force. You can't serve in the military. You can't say, like, when you present a message like that. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't want me in the military? Fine. Guess what? When I get out the military, my goal is to ensure that more young African American males don't join the military until y'all change this policy. Because what you're doing is, hey, you join the military, and the first thing comes out of that mouth is, oh, you got a shaving waiver, you got shaving problems, and now they got is a stigmatism. Because I was a victim of, hey, you won't promote, or we ain't pushing you because you got a shaving waiver or you got hair on your face. And I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't promoting. I don't care. Like, if it takes me not waking up every day, putting rubbing alcohol on my face to dry out bumps, or having somebody sit there with tweezers pulling stuff out my face, and I got scars all over my face, or now I got dermatitis because of the chemicals that they gave for the cream and the steroids. Like, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Mm.
And I don't care what nobody say, following the rules or not. Like, I will follow the rules based off of the rules they set in place for me to have a shaving waiver. So
Mm.
if administratively separate me because I got a beard, I got a beard, right? But I got 3 bulging discs. I got a general neck disease. I take mental health medication, and I got a CPAP, and I got a nerve stimulator implant for chronic pain. You send me back to duty with all this going on, but you tell me I can't fight for my country because I got facial hair. Really?
Mm,
Mm.
good way of looking at it. Ken, let me
Really?
ask you this: what do you think? Because you mentioned that this, and which is a fact, it mostly affects African American males, but I don't have the official statistics. But when I was actively in the game, the shaving waiver profiles rose exponentially after a certain period. I can't remember the
After the
years, past
ponytail.
5 years. Yeah, I mean, it went up, it skyrocketed, and it was more than just African Americans. You had Caucasians with it, Asian Americans with it, or whatever. And so there are some folks that believe, and I think there's some truth to it. The reason why we're in this predicament now is that you have some people that may have been abusing the waiver,
Yeah, I
or,
agree.
you know what I mean? Because, like, ultimately, and we were talking about it offline, ultimately, the shaving waiver is for something to solve that you have an issue with, that's a medical issue.
Hmm.
It is not for a permission for you to wear a beard
Right.
because you don't think it's lethal, or do you think you can be lethal with it, or you will look better or more of a man about it. It doesn't mean you should have a shaving waiver because the the English military has one, or the Saudi Arabian military has
Yeah,
one. I hear all these stories, or that the gas mask conceal with a beard.
they
That's
can.
not what the shaving waiver is for. The shaving waiver is for is you have a medical condition that prevents you from shaving without injuring or damaging your skin.
Mhm.
But there are a lot of people that have gotten one, and I'm not blaming the doctors, because I think there was a period where doctors was like, look, they were just giving them out because they was like, all right, I see one bump, we're giving them out.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where and to be honest, it was starting to become a norm,
Yep.
almost like ponytails. Whereas I think at one point, folks were starting to think that Joanne Bass was going to start pivoting towards that. And I think she tried at one point,
Now she didn't.
but
She
maybe
had
the
no
sister said,
intentions.
oh, okay, no, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, she had no intentions. But to get to your point, yeah, I feel like part of the reason why we in this situation, not only with the shame waivers, but because of religious accommodations skyrocketed too, right? Um,
Mhm.
but the thing is um, my biggest issue with the shaving waivers and people abusing it. Some of the people who got the issues with the shaving waivers and the beards are the same people. Some of the same people who would contact me and say, "Why are you bothering my airmen?" Because I'd be like, "Hey, go through the gate, security forces member. Hey, bro, you the first face somebody see when they come through the gate. Why you look like Anthony Hamilton with the patchy beard?"
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I get a phone call. Hey, heard you had a conversation with my guys at the gate. That's been out there. That you need to get through and get out the gate as soon as possible because traffic. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but are you holding your guys accountable for having a shaving waiver? No, you worried about X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, you're punishing them for having a beard. But you checking me for checking standards.
Mm.
Some of these are chiefs checking me for
Yeah.
checking standards. Would
Yeah.
be the same ones get on every NCO page. I know who they are and be like, if they say do it, marching orders is marching orders. But dude, you the same joker that got mad at me for trying to correct somebody with a shaving waiver that worked for you.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
two folds, like you talk about standards, but it's okay when the general officer or the secretary of war puts standards. You're gonna stand behind that piece of paper. But when you walk up to somebody's face and try to enforce standards, you the guy that want to say, leave my people alone.
Mm.
Okay, if that's the case, check your people.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's part of the problem. I know when they instituted ponytails, I've had many occasions where fellow females would correct another female about
Mhm.
the way their ponytail looked. But rarely do you see a man correct another man about a beard. It's very rare. And then to your point, when they do, then it's like, oh, why are you picking on my troop or whatever, yada 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 yada.
That
So I
part.
think when the when the civilian force or the senior leadership see beards, they see all kinds. They don't see a lot of the folks like Holloway who had and yourself who had a beard that was in regulations. It looked professional. It wasn't like razor sharp around the side like Fat Joe, or like Drew Hill on the cover, or like special forces like you crawled out of a hole with patches, or my favorite when they say, "Oh man, I got a goatee, but my hair don't grow here; it just grow here." You know what I mean? They don't.
Right.
It's hard to address that. So it got to a point where they're like, "Look, we're gonna just do away with it all." So let me ask you this: if you were king of the day, king for the day, how do you fix this?
I would implement it right, and just like not insult anybody's intelligence. I would implement it, but I'll put a bunch of pictures because that's how sitting in staff meetings. I'm not talking about nobody, but you know what I mean. Sitting in staff meetings, people read pictures better than they read words, right? Uh, so I will implement it, and I will implement it with the right instruction and guidance and guidelines. Because at the end of the day, if I got a picture to reference to, say, hey, this is what it's supposed to look like. Let me show you. Cool. But you're gonna tell me I'm 43 years old. I grew up in the cosmetology industry. My uncle is one of what we consider one of the big three when it comes to the hair products: Bonner Brothers, Lusters, and Isoplus. My uncle was a CEO and founder of Isoplus. My grandfather owned a beauty supply store. I have moms and uncles who did hair, cut hair, so I understand personal grooming. I gotta go sit in the class for me to sit here and be like, okay, slide 3 is wrong because that's not actually how you shave. If you're gonna
Mm.
use a straight razor, you gotta use it this way, and then you gotta use castor oil, or you gotta do this right here, and then after you shave, you gotta do this to minimize the bumps. But because your hair curls the way it curls, you're still not gonna prevent it. So the only thing you can do is shave to a certain extent to where your hair is still on your face and you still have straight follicles to where you still have the way when your hair grows back, you grow it a certain kind of way, which is why they told us to use an electric razor and not ball.
Mhm.
And you can't go over a quarter inch, right?
Yep.
Told all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep.
And what I would do in my career was, unless I had a breakout, Monday morning, boom, I'm gone. Wednesday, boom. Friday, if I ain't got no infection, shave. The weekend, I'm not touching my face. because I shave 3 times a week. That was
Mhm.
that was the instructions on my shaving waiver. Shave
Mhm.
at least 3 times a week unless you have a breakout. Now, if I had a breakout, which in the summertime because of hot and oily, I would that'd be different. But yeah, man, like this whole shaving waiver thing is stupid, and I don't care what nobody say. Anybody that agrees with it, especially if you're African American male or a female, if you agree with it, I mean, you know, you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I agree with what you said. I think that's the best way of doing it. I think you can't or you should not eliminate shaving waivers altogether. I think it's unreasonable to think that someone would not have a shaving waiver their whole career. I think the key is just like how it was before enforced, you have an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch,
Mhm.
depending on how severe your skin is.
Yeah.
And then you would tell the individual, like for my whole career, I use clippers. They were from a company called Wall. They
Hmm.
would never go skin. It would just go over the skin. And to your point, you would have like a 5 o'clock shadow and it would grow out a little bit. And then to your point, if you're not and you don't have an issue or breakout, then you would bring it down again. Never had anybody say anything to me about it. Never. And I had a shaving waiver until I was a master sergeant. And after that, that's how I started shaving. And so, like I said, it was never clean. It wasn't like a clean, straight shave, but it was shaved down. If you would look at my face, you would see a little bit of hair, maybe a couple of gray hair because I was old or whatever. But anyway, so I think that's the right way of doing it. And then the doctors, I think, not insulting their intelligence or their training. They need to be a little bit more educated on how PFB affects certain people. That doesn't mean everybody needs a shaving waiver. And personally, I'll go on record and say it, they should do away with religious accommodations, in my opinion. I think so. Here's my thing. Here's my rationale for it. If I, who normally had a shaving waiver for 3 or 4 years, now I'm in this predicament, who's to say? I'll be like, well, the pathway to keeping my beard is a religious accommodation. Why not?
I
I
think you're
mean,
supposed to
these
have
these
integrity.
these Facebook sites, none against them, but these Facebook sites, I won't mention them. They almost teach people what to say
Mhm.
on their package to get approved for a religious accommodation.
Yeah.
Not saying there are some that actually have a reason to wear it. That's true. But I think it sends a confusing message to folks when you say you can't have a shaving waiver no more than what, 2, 3 times during a year or twice a year or something to that effect. But religious accommodations, you can still have it. It's almost
Exactly.
like have not one not type thing.
Right. Again, and guess what? Guess who the predominant? Guess who the predominant people who getting religious accommodations? They're not black. So I go back to my original statement. When I talk to parents. Hey, if you got a child that's at the ages of between the 10 and 15, you need to invest in their education. Do not let them join the military until this gets fixed.
Yeah.
You
It
let
just
people.
yeah.
I relate this to the COVID, the people who got kicked out from COVID. It's the same thing. You know, we are stuck in the middle of a whole political agenda. Literally. And it is,
Yeah.
but for me, when people look at me and say what they say about me having a shave waiver as a chief, they're not gonna say it to my face. I know they're not. And there's people
Yeah.
probably watching and say this thinking the same thing. But you can inbox me and say what you want to say, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you. It is what it is. But I disagree with it, and I will follow the rules that they set forward, which means I got to get a shave waiver every 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the key. I think that is a good compromise. Having people get kicked out administratively because you have a shave waiver for a certain amount of times is, I think, is not right. I think I think it's fair and manageable to have folks get reevaluated after
Mhm.
a certain time. And
But
if your stuff is jacked up, give you your little speech or whatever, a pamphlet, and you move on. But kicking people out because of it administratively,
but again, like I told you before, 23 years in the Air Force, shaving waiver since basic training. I understand how to groom myself, but I'm gonna need a shaving waiver regardless because I have to as long as I'm wearing a uniform, once I irritate my skin at least 3 times a week, all them bumps come regardless. They gonna come regardless. So do I want to walk around looking like a Star Crunch?
Yeah.
Nestle Crunch.
Yeah. Do I want to walk around looking like 1,000 grand? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
That was $1,000. P, you don't know what 1,000 grand is. You too young.
Isn't that a candy bar?
It is.
I'm surprised.
You know,
respect me.
and for them to for me, man, like I miss the days when we had military leaders who would help with the compromise. Now we got military leaders just saying because they said do it, we're gonna do it. But it's like, at what cost? At what cost?
Yeah. I suspect there's a higher authority that's involved in all this that makes it
The
difficult.
Secretary of War.
Yeah.
Did y'all read his book, The War on the Military, or the War
I
on
know he
whatever?
had a book.
Yeah, literally, he's operating straight out of the pages of his book.
Oh, shoot. I'm gonna have to read that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like don't get me wrong, man. It's a lot of stuff that he say. Like there's a lot of stuff that he pushing, like from the mouth. Yo, this makes sense, but the execution of it sounds personal. But like one of the things that I agree with is the vent. Like I said this when I was at 12th Air Force when we were working with in South America was like, hey man, like we go down here and we spending all this money on these vendors, but how are we vetting them? Because in South America, China and Russia, more specifically China, is running South America. Are these vendors are we paying? Is this vendor backed by China? How can we validate that this vendor is backed by China or not? We don't have a process. Because when I would talk to Intel or OSI, they were like, "What's the vendor vetting process that's in the joint publication?" We don't have one.
Yeah, I like what Scott Roy said. He said, "I don't believe the shape waiver is for folks like you. It's for the ones taking advantage of it. I think we went so far right with shaving waivers. It's a reason for they trying to rail it back."
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think the pendulum swung too far, and this is a way to reel it back. And some people get caught in the crossfire, and it sucks. But
I just think when you add in the piece of the administrative separation, that's kind of
that one like medical, okay, maybe if you want to push that, but administration, oof.
Yeah, man. Because you
got people get administration for when they drunk get DUIs. Like that's the same category, not shaving your beard. Like that's kind of wild.
Because you got some people trying to figure out like now, like how they're going to transition because they're like, look, I'm not going to be able to follow this.
Because let's be clear. My active duty service commitment runs out in August of 2027. I already requested my updated shaving waiver a week ago, right? 6 months from now, I got to get another one. So come May, right? I got to get another one. So I'm still within my active duty service commitment. I could potentially get administratively separated because I'll be within my active duty service commitment, getting another shaving waiver within 2 shaving waivers within the 24-month period.
That's kind of wild.
But do I care? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't care.
I think the good thing is, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be ultimately up to the commander, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay.
But yes, but the thing is, like I told you before, these commanders out here just like the 30 and under crowd with the music, they read the cliff notes to everything, and then they go, well, Secretary of War said you got to get out, so you're getting out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how their brain operates. It's the same thing with all the like when the eyelash thing came about. That was the eyelash thing was you got to August to get your stuff together. They put it out in May. You had girls getting paperwork for wearing eyelashes in May when the reg then changed to August. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the boots they went back on the boots, but you still got people getting punished for the boots, even though the boot thing, the boot situation ain't legit yet. They haven't came out and said 8-inch boots yet. But you got people getting their straps pulled because they're not wearing 8-inch boots.
Wow, that's pretty extreme. Yeah,
exactly. So you think I'm not saying I ain't talking bad about my boss. They may be on that, but like I just feel like right now most people gonna say, well, you got 2 waivers in within the 24-month period. Go ahead and administratively separate this guy. COVID,
Mm-hmm.
COVID vaccination, 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully it'll be. It kind of reminds me of the PT standard. You know, they had this thing where if you get certain amount of PT failures, it goes up different levels,
Yeah,
and then
4
it
failures,
goes to your
4 months.
right. So I'm hoping in this one, your commander could still do the glove save. They would have to justify it, may have to go to the group or the wing commander or something. I do think there'll probably be, I would suspect there are some commanders out there because there are some commission officers with shaving waivers too,
Mhm.
albeit I've never seen an '06 with one. I don't even think I remember seeing an '05 with one. Maybe a major and a captain, lieutenant, yes.
Yeah.
And I would imagine there's probably some commanders that's more empathetic towards the change in this policy, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and see, for me, I mean, I've been in over 20 years, so it's a different story. But you got what happens to the young airmen? You know what I mean? The staff sergeant, tech sergeant who got a family of 4 and still trying to figure out how to put themselves in a position to transition out. Like, I sometimes I feel like these general officers really don't take that into consideration when they're making decisions. It's like, I'm a general for the day, and I'm the king for the day, and I'm gonna make this decision because this is my personal feelings.
Well, don't you also feel you can't? I mean, especially if you're in charge of 300,000 people, you're not going to please everybody.
Yeah, but
Somebody's going to get 8, or somebody's
yeah.
going to get like. So I
But
don't
where's
think they're
the
not.
compromise in this situation? There is no compromise in this situation. Just like with COVID, there was no compromise in the COVID situation.
But I think back to Scott Roy's point is moving the pendulum back, and unfortunately, this seems like their best way of doing it. I'm not in the seats or in their positions to argue how they're doing things. I can just, I guess, play Monday morning quarterback. But I do think it's a way of swinging the pendulum back. And like to your point, there are some people that are going to get caught in the crossfire. And they're going to have to make a life decision when they thought the military was going to be their life, and it's not going to be their life anymore, which I don't know how else to swing a pendulum back either way.
It's simple. The rig has always been there.
Right. But I think they say people are taking advantage. People are taking advantage of that. And back to your point, you just said it. People aren't holding anybody accountable. So if you're not going to hold people accountable, I can't trust that you're going to hold people accountable. I'll just change it. And now it's easier to hold people accountable. That's pretty much what it is.
It's just like DC when he was command chief. You bringing up a group chief bringing up 12 strap packages when you know out of them 12 strap packages only 4 really strap worthy.
Right.
But they didn't want to tell nobody no. They wanted the strap boy to tell them no. So you come back and be, well, I pushed you, but you know, but you didn't make
on other people. Yeah. Blame it on other people. Yeah.
Right. And that's exactly what's happening.
Look like the good guy.
Secretary of War, the Surgeon General, Chief of Staff of the Air Force, you want to blame it on them. But when the whole time we had a rig. And even in the rig, it had pictures on how you're supposed to shave. But when at the tactical level, when people are holding people accountable, I got chiefs who don't like beards correcting chiefs who have a beard that's correcting their airmen.
So I think this is where I kind of differ with the conversation. I actually applaud these people for putting the rules more strict because people aren't doing their jobs. So it's like, if you're not going to do your job of holding people accountable. Now, I'm not saying you go around and you start pointing fingers at everybody and now you're the reg police or anything like that. But if can't even hold your own troops accountable, like you said about strats, about SSRs, about any of that stuff, it just comes back to people not being supervised. They want to be friends. They want to be the good guy. And so if we came up when I came in the military, back 20 years ago, there was no friends amongst staff sergeants. I didn't have any friends that were staff sergeants as the airmen. I had coworkers. I had cool people I would say hello to. Amen. And that's about as far as it went. But now it's
in some cases, you didn't even know who tech sergeant such and such was.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't even go. Mass sergeant, I never even spoke to unless I was getting in trouble. But or saying yes, sir. But that's about it. Or yes, ma'am. But nowadays, like, if you're not friends, there's so many things in place. I know they're bringing back the IG thing a little bit, but the IG thing's another thing. They weaponized IG, and now they're saying, okay, we realize we weaponized it. let's bring it all the way back. And some people look at that like, oh man, they're taking away our choices to have a voice and all this other stuff. No, we just went too far with it, and so they're bringing it back. And
Now,
so
I agree with you.
it just sucks
Yeah.
because some people are going to get, and same thing with the IG. Some people really get done wrong, and they're not going to be able to have the voice that people had 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix it. I don't. But no, good conversation with everything.
Okay. Well, I think that's all for today. Thanks for ladies and gentlemen for joining us with our special guest, Ken, DJ Ken. You may know him as well. It was a great topic. So if you've got any other things you wanted to ask him, please drop it in the comments. Ken, if you get a chance afterwards, go ahead and check the comment box. You probably have some comments on there, some questions. One particular about best comedian of all time as comparison to Dave Chappelle. That was one we missed. Thank you for all those who joined in today and watched us. We appreciate it. You will likely see us again before the holidays, before Christmas. So make sure you continue to turn in, and we appreciate y'all. And go Birds. And I will pass it over to Pete, and then lastly to the special guest for the last word.
Yeah, first of all, Charles Davis wants you to link with him. He needs some advice about something. So if you know who he is, link with Charles Davis. If not, look at our comments. Look in our
Just
comments.
inbox me.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Other thing I'll say is thanks for the guests for coming on, tackling hard topics, being honest and open with everything. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming on with the stories about DJing that most of y'all didn't know. If you would like to get into the DJ thing, get a hold of Ken because he's starting up a thing with military DJs. So get a hold of him for that. And finally, enjoy the football playoffs. They're starting up. They already started up yesterday. And then next week, they'll be ramping up even more. Shout out Alabama Roll Tide as we take on number 1 Indiana. So hopefully we don't lose by less than 20. More than 20. Over to you, Ken.
Hey, I just want to say thank y'all for inviting me on, man. It's I've been following y'all for some years, man. It's a dope platform and what you guys are doing and the conversation that you guys have. Shout out to my sis Jessica. I've been knowing her since our Emory days. So love you, sis. But you guys are doing a great thing, and I'm here, available if y'all ever need anything in the future for support. But I'm getting ready to go enjoy my Sunday. I'm actually getting ready to go check out another DJ here later on today in San Antonio. So if y'all in San Antonio, link up with your boy, and if y'all looking for stuff to do, holler at me because I know everybody. I kind of got the plug.
Tight.
That's true.
All right, we out of here. Unpopular Celebrities. We'll see y'all probably before the holidays, but enjoy the holidays. If not, enjoy your New Year's. Be safe and spend time with the family. Spend time with friends.
I got one more thing. I want to be petty. Hey, Joshua is 6'6". Thank you.
He is. I did see that. He is 6'6".
Yep.
He is 6'6".
My public apology. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's 2 today. That's 2.
The Jalen Hurts thing we never got confirmation
I
on,
looked that up too. Yes, he was. He finished number 2 behind Lamar Jackson that year.
Okay.